Welcome to Window on the World. In today's edition, we will be talking about Honduras from international student Valeria DeStefan. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you are a student here at Missouri Southern. What year are you in school and what are you studying?
I'm currently a sophomore here at Missouri Southern, and I'm studying political science.
So you mentioned to me, this is something you can't study in your home country. Tell me about that.
So we actually don't have a program for political science back there. The thing that it's actually very close to is maybe law. We don't actually have to make or study a degree before going to law school. So you just go to law school in 4 years. So that's the most close to it.
Wow. So why did you want to go into political science?
Well, actually, I've been growing up in Honduras. We've had a lot of problems of corruption and bad things around the government. And I really want to make a change because I've grown up seeing all that. I just thought it was a good idea to make a change, and yeah.
Can women have a role? I mean, is it untraditional, or are there women in leadership positions?
Where we actually have the first woman president right now. She just got elected last year, and actually we do not have a lot of participation from part of the women in the government or political wise over there, but we're actually going in a good way right now.
So you're part of the new trend.
Yeah.
That's going to be happening. So Honduras is a very small country, right? So tell us a little bit about how big it is and how does it operate? I mean, what is maybe the biggest product that they might export?
So we're a small country in Central America. We're actually the second country, like the biggest country in Central America. It's a tropical country, and I think the thing we most export with is coffee. We have a very good coffee making, and also like bananas, because we have a very tropical country, so that's what we cultivate. Also beans, so that would be basically what we most export.
So how does your coffee compare to what we have here in the States? Is it like, what, you're drinking water?
Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker, but yes, you can tell the difference. Our coffee is more pure, stronger.
Much stronger.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us about your family life in Honduras. What is that like? Do you have a big family?
Yes, I do have a big family. So I think it's more like a Latin America thing that families are very big. So my dad has 6 siblings. Well, there's 6 in total. And my mom has 3 siblings too. So, and each of them have 5 kids each. So we're around 40 people around in the house when we get together. I just have 1 sibling, actually. My dad and my other uncle were the only ones that have 2 kids. And I grew up in the capital of my country, that's Tegucigalpa. And we actually were a small family of just 4. But I grew up with so many cousins that were like my sisters and brothers. So it's very cool.
So are you the only member of your family who's traveled abroad to study, or is your sibling a boy, girl?
Yeah, I'm the only one. My sister is actually studying. She's in med school back in Honduras. So yeah, I'm the only one that's over here.
So you speak English very well. Is that traditionally taught in Honduras, or is it unique?
Yeah. So our native language is Spanish. So that's my first language. And my school is bilingual. So since I'm 4, it was part of it. So I just grew up with English in my life. So basically all my classes were in English, except for Spanish. And that's how I went with my English.
So you told me you went to a private school. Is that common in Honduras, or was that special?
I think I'm very privileged to have gone to a private school. It's not common. I mean, we're one of the most poor countries, I think, around Latin America and around the world. It's sad. And most of private schools are bilingual. And I think it was a privilege to be there that I'm very thankful for.
Tell me about what your parents do and in their careers.
So my mom studied public administration. That's something I really want to do, as a master too. And she's a professor at college in the public university in Honduras. My dad is an actuarial science major.
So what does that mean?
So he goes around statistics and probabilities a lot. So it's a lot, most in the math and statistics field. And he works for pensions and for people that it's getting retired. Okay. So he goes around that area.
So tell us a little about your culture. Are holidays a big thing in Honduras?
Oh, Christmas is one of the biggest thing ever. We're a country that it's very into religion, so we're very Catholic. Catholic is like dominant religion.
Was that your private school? Was it a
Yes.
Catholic private school?
I was actually in an only girls Catholic school.
Okay.
Yes. So
Holidays.
yes. So Christmas is very big. So we all gather in families, and it's a huge holiday. What else do we celebrate? We celebrate a lot the Holy Week. That it's coming soon, actually. So it's a week where we're very into religious stuff. We go on vacations. It's the week that people go a lot to the beach because
Wow.
we have one of the most amazing beaches ever.
Tell us about that. I mean, is it, would we think of, a lot of people think of Mexico to go to the beach. Is it,
Yes.
describe the waters. Are they the green, the blue, and is it like white sand beaches? What is it like?
So we actually have two types where you can find everything in Honduras related to the beach. We have the beach called Roatan that actually has the second biggest coral reef in the world.
Great.
And it's actually calm. The water is very calm. It has white sand, and it's so pretty. The water is so clear, and it's, I think, one of the most tourist places to go visit, so I will recommend that 100%. I actually just went back in December. It was my first time going. It's actually kind of expensive for us, but for tourists, it's actually very comfortable and, affordable. We have the beach of Tela, that it's actually my favorite beach. I love heavy waves and a strong wave. So that's if you like strong waves and that kind of beach is the best. And it's green kind of color.
Are the seasons the same or are they different than here in the States?
We basically, I could say we have summer all year.
Okay.
It's, as I said before, it's a tropical country. So we don't have winter. We do have this season around Christmas that it's a little chilly. I would say around 60s or 70s, but for us that's too much. But it's very hot over there.
Very hot. So I know that historically Honduras has had a number of floods and some devastating mudslides. How has that ever impacted your life? And is the weather? Are there dangerous weather systems there that impact the country?
So yeah, we have had actually around 3 hurricanes that have actually impact Honduras in very bad ways. The first of it, that was the Hurricane Mitch, devastated the country so many ways, and this was actually in 1998, if I'm not wrong. And it was, to recover from it, it was very hard because our system, for water and the roads were completely destroyed, and we don't have that economy to recover so fast. So we had countries like the U.S. also fund our country. The other 2 hurricanes, I think they went on 2020, so it was not that so long ago, and impacted a lot. Also the country, especially in the coast. My city was not affected so much. We're actually very central. So I'm very thankful that my family had no problem with it, not even my other parts of my family or my friends. But I do know people that lived in the coast that were hardly affected, and multiple people die. Wow. And I think, it's very hard.
It's one of those things. I mean, we know from the big tornado that took years to recover. So there's probably a lot of recovery and rebuilding that happens there. Is there, in your mind as a student looking back are there things that you would want to improve in Honduras or change?
Oh, there's lots of it, especially poverty. We suffer from a lot of poverty. I see lots of kids in the street, and I think we need to build a better health care system, public hospital, and things that actually would help the country to improve and to develop less poor people over there.
Grow the economy in some way.
Yes.
So let's talk about your experience here in the United States. So you are a sophomore. So have you been here both years of your college education?
So yeah, I'm just starting my sophomore year because I came to the U.S. last year in January. So I came the other way around. So I started in spring last year. So I finished my freshman year in December. So right now I'm just starting my sophomore year. Yeah.
So What has the experience been like for you? Was it hard to get acclimated, or did you find it easy to, be part of the society here in Missouri and in Joplin?
It was really hard actually to get used to a different culture, especially with food, get used to other culture and like other things to like people, you know. English was not my first language, so I needed to learn like the slang in between my age and like people how they talk, how things were here, including like parties, they were so different, and like making friends in general was hard to me.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my friends were actually also international students. So that way I could like, I was included step like little by little.
So you're part of the international club.
Yes.
How does that help get acclimated or at least bond with someone?
So we're actually not that big. Last semester we were so big. It was really big community, but now we're less people. So that helps actually to get connections, like to build more, to create bonds between the few that we are.
Mm-hmm.
We go to a lot of activities, like we actually went ice skating. It was really nice. They went right now to Crystal Bridges, and we do all these kind of activities that made us connect to what the world is in the US and the different culture and how can we make friends in the US.
Mm-hmm. You're very articulate with English. Has that helped you?
Yes, it has helped me a lot. Actually, I think my English has improved a lot since I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, speaking, hearing from my classes every single day and basically speaking it all day has helped me a lot.
So tell us, is education different here than it is in Honduras? I mean, when you're in a classroom, is there a different process, or is education similar in both countries?
It's actually very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, well, we actually don't have like a dorm system. So there are no dorms. So you have to live at your house or you have to rent an apartment. But class-wise and like the learning system, I think it's very similar to what I had before.
So tell us some of the things. You talked about food.
Yes.
What did you have to get used to? What have you discovered you like, or what do you miss from home? Tell us a little bit about both.
So I think back home I used to have a lot of homemade food.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the flavor. I just don't know how to describe it. The flavor is so different. I think we have more variety of food
Mm-hmm.
that we can like combine in each meal.
So you're talking herbs and spices, or what kinds of things?
Yes.
What would be a favorite dish from Honduras of yours?
Well, it's called baleadas, and it's basically a tortilla that it's flour tortilla, and it has like this kind of beans with eggs, and like we have cheese, but it's like different kind of beans, different kind of cheese. Some things sometimes you can find them here, but it's rare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a certain herb and spice that's really popular in the foods of Honduras?
We do have probably, I don't know how do you say this, but it's curcuma. Like it's called curcuma, but we use it a lot. I don't know if you had guys that have that spice.
And then what would you say is there a certain meat that's popular in Honduras, in Honduras food?
We eat a lot of pork
Mm-hmm.
and chicken, I think. We eat a lot.
So you said it would be a lot of home cooking. And have you tried to experiment doing that here, or is it just harder because of the ingredients?
Okay, it's harder, but we always find the way. So I usually live with my uncle over here
Mm-hmm.
and my little cousin, and we always find the way to make the most authentic or similar to our dishes back there, and I think it's nice.
So that's one of the things you would miss from home.
Yes, absolutely.
What have you discovered about American food that you might like?
Okay, probably fast food over
Is that a good and bad thing?
Yes. I discovered Chick-fil-A. We don't really have that kind of food, and it was nice. I love the variety of food in the restaurants Joplin have.
Mm-hmm.
I can find literally everything in the area. I like this, like Texas Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that specific kind of food. We actually don't have like a restaurant or similar food back in
Like
Honduras.
steakhouses.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to activities, what have you is there a different approach to things here in the United States when it comes to, you said like the parties are different.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by that?
We have more, like, we're more, like, happy, we do more, I mean, we have like more like happy people, more like here people is like more like, okay, we're gonna sit down, just talk or like just stuff like that. We're more like happy, like more active, I
Hmm.
think. That's just things that
Why
I.
do you think that is? Because you talk about Honduras being a poor country, but
Mhm.
is there an attitude of happiness there? What do you think makes that possible in Honduras?
Of like the
The
difference.
positivity. Hmm.
Okay, we're very like unified, like
Hmm.
people get there like and we try like to help other people. We're very close to each other and we try to like to help others in the best way that we can because I think most of us have been in a position where we need help back
Hmm.
in Honduras. So we always find that way, even with our friends or family, that you can actually see the difference. And I think that's something that every family has over
Hmm.
there.
Family's very important there.
Yes.
So how often do you get to visit home?
I actually just plan to go once a
Okay.
year. It's it's kind of hard to go once in a while. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, often I do have friends that are actually studying here and they go very often back there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's quite expensive,
Yeah.
the flight tickets. So I try to save the most I can and go. That, like I said, in Christmas, that it's the holiday that we most like and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy with our family.
So tell us about some of the things you've observed here in the U.S. At the campus or in town. Tell us about your, I guess, what you found in the community and what you like, maybe what you don't like.
Well, in Joplin, people like the community is very like also like they consider us like family. I love that. Like people is so generous. People, I love how people will approach you and like help you. They're so polite.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something I notice a lot in culture. Like people is very respectful and will try like to help you in everything. I like the how the way they accept me,
Mm-hmm.
like my culture. Like I was afraid I heard some things about here, like or like be careful. But wow, it surprised me how like the community just accept me, like feel like they make me feel comfortable and welcomed. And
That's great.
yeah, I've seen like the distance over here. It's crazy. It's a very big country.
Okay, so to get from one place to the next, that's what you.
Yes.
And do you have a vehicle, or do you have to figure out other ways to get around?
No, I have to figure out. Well, my uncle helps me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that basically gives me rides everywhere. So I come in the morning and then he picks me up when he's off work or some friends that I've made over here.
Mm-hmm. Have you had a chance to travel? Would you like to travel in the U.S. to see other places beyond Missouri?
Well, my uncle has got me to many places around here. I went to Chicago, Alabama, one of my favorite places. We went to the beach over there.
Okay.
I traveled with my friends to San Francisco last year.
That's a big trip.
Yeah. And yeah, I got to travel around the area like states that are close like Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, like Illinois. And it was really nice because everything I just think every state even if it's close have it's so different and has their own things. I just really like that.
What do you feel like you're learning as you explore America and learn here in the States?
It's a different kind of culture even though if every like state have
Mm-hmm.
like how everything feel like authentic in every state that you are in, even in different like cities over
Mm-hmm.
here. Like I think it's so big that you can feel that difference in every place that you go.
Yeah. So if someone were to come visit you in Honduras, where would you take them? What would be some things you'd like to point out about your home country?
Where we have, like I said, variety of beaches over there. That amazing beaches, like just wow. My city has lots of restaurants, like from like we have like a variety of food. So many restaurants over there. We actually have this place called Picacho that you can actually see the whole city.
Nice.
Yes, and we have something similar to what Brazil have, that it's a Christ with the open
Big
hands.
statue?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we actually have one of those, and you can see it from the bottom of the city if you're going around, and then when you get to the top, you could see the whole city.
So that's exciting. A good
Yes,
view.
yes, it's we can see like the amount of mountains and like landscapes we have, and the views are wonderful.
So you like to go to the beach. What else would you like to do for fun in Honduras? And can you find something similar here in the U.S.?
Probably hiking. Like you can go hiking. We have we have natural like resource places that you can go, and it's very natural. You can like hike in the mountains, and I think that's something similar that people like to do here. I figure out that people like hiking a lot, and yeah, we can find similar like landscapes around that.
Yeah. Are you an outdoor person?
Yeah, I really like going like walks or like trails. I really enjoy that.
So let's talk about music and social activities and things like that in Honduras. Is there a certain kind of music that's popular there, or some of the same artists from here popular there?
So for probably the old generation, it's what you guys listen over here. It's a lot. But for my generation, we listen a lot to reggaeton. It's
Reggaeton.
yes, it's kind of probably rap in Spanish, but more active. It's more of a beat of dancing, and I think it's very popular in whole Latin America. It's very popular, and everyone like listen right now. We have this big artist, Bad Bunny.
I've heard of Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
So not too out of it there.
Yes, we really enjoy that kind of music. We also have this traditional dance called punta. We enjoy that, especially in the coast. We have this ethnicity group called Garifunas that are the ones that have this type of dance and music, and it's just so authentic of Honduras.
Does everyone know how to do it, or is it something that people watch? Or can everybody participate?
I mean, everyone can participate. It's this like little dance. It's kind of difficult. You have to know how.
I think we should have you show us. Can you do it?
I mean, I would need to like music, like the kind of like the,
Okay.
but it's very like common in the beach.
At the beach area. Okay. So let's talk about other things that you might do socially. I mean, how big are movies and TV? Because we are in the U.S., we're pretty
Yes.
fixated on streaming services,
Yes.
TV shows, and lots of movies. Is that true in Honduras?
We really don't have a lot of production of movies. We have like 3 or 4 that have come out, but it's not like here. It's not like a big thing. We don't really go into that kind. Even with the music, we don't produce a lot. We don't have a lot of artists. We have a lot of like people that write their own songs, like Polache. That's a very songwriter and producer of music, and he's so good at it. And we basically are more of a sport country, like in soccer especially.
Soccer.
We are big fans of soccer, and I think our team is actually pretty good. Last year it was kind of like bad, but we've always had a history of good soccer in Honduras.
Soccer's the big sport.
Yes.
Football here, soccer there.
Yes.
Soccer's very big internationally.
Yes.
So is that something, did you play any sports?
I play basketball and volleyball and ping pong in high school.
So all of those are available.
Yes.
But really Honduras is more of soccer's more the national sport.
Yes.
So when it comes to, you don't maybe produce movies there, but are movie theaters a thing? Do people see all the same movies that we would see in the U.S. internationally?
Yes, a lot. We have the movies theater, and all the movies that you guys produce over here, we do have them, and it's a big thing to watch them in theaters.
Who would be the most popular actor in Honduras?
Ooh. I really don't know, but like probably like Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
That girl in all the movies, it's very good.
Lots of fun things. So when it comes to when your family does things together, are there certain activities you do, or is it more like just food and fun?
Probably food and fun. Like I said before, we just usually gather like our whole family, like cousin, uncles. That's what we usually do. Like we gather in a house and like hang out with them.
Hang out. So are families influential in your life in Honduras? I mean, is there a lot of, I guess, maybe parental pressure or parental encouragement? I mean, what's the dynamic in families in Honduras as compared to maybe what you see with other students here in the U.S.?
Okay, our family like never leaves you behind. I've seen that so many people here probably kind of like drop out of college because they don't have the support of their parents and they have to like pay for their own college. Back there, it's always, even if you're 21, you can stay at home. Stay home, they're going to pay for your college. Family, I think one of the things most Hondurans like as families, they support education. Like they're gonna support your education as you graduate. Once you graduate, even I've seen so many friends that still live with their parents. They're still gonna support them until they get a job because it's not so easy getting a job over there. So family's always gonna be there. And like as I've not seen that many like so often over here.
You see a different variety when you're meeting
Yes.
other students. So what's your big goal? You said you're studying political science. Where
Yeah.
would you like to be after you leave Missouri Southern? And is there any chance you would stay in the States for a while?
So I'm going for my master. I'm looking forward to take a master here also in the U.S. And I probably will do it in public administration. And after that, I would really like to work for the government, become a politician back in Honduras.
All right. Well, Valeria, thank you so much for joining us and having this conversation and giving us a little view of what Honduras is like. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's all for this edition of Window on the World. I'm Lisa Oligas. Thanks for watching.